ever comes home and says, this is the book that they read to us or I saw, immediately something would be done.
I can't believe they've actually closed the meeting. They'll take questions, only the questions they want to have. They'll vet them ahead of time, but they won't even accept all the questions.
Those books, any books in the school library have been vetted by the school board and by school board librarians.
The policies that these people are pushing are going to end up statistically killing more queer people than it's going to help anybody.
It has to do with the fact that people who are on the rainbow and also happen to be black are like doubly affected by hate.
And that's what I told my kids. Trust your teacher. But how wrong was I?
Just to get this on record, you're saying I've been trespassed from the property?
Yes.
David Menzies here in Whitby, Ontario at the Durham District School Board. Once again, the site of a protest of concerned parents. They're upset with the gender ideology indoctrination being foisted upon their children, and it's being met with a small counter protest. The rainbow people, for lack of a better term, we'll ask them why they're out here too. Now, we are on the sidewalk. My truck is parked at a shopping mall because earlier I was trespassed. This is unbelievable. Check it out.
Just to get this on record, you're saying I've been trespassed from the property?
Yes.
And there's no reason for that?
Well, I don't have the piece of paper. If you can check your emails, otherwise I can go get the official trespass notice and serve you.
But Brett, what have I done that's being disruptive? I've just been practicing journalism.
Yeah.
It's a fair question.
Yeah, but it's a question I can't answer. I'm not the one who trespassed you, so.
But by the way, this is Brett, the security guard. Don't be mad at him, folks. The Durham District School Board educrats make them do their dirty work. In fact, they have an entire media communications team who, by the way, told me I was welcome to cover the last meeting. We had a recording from Stephanie Aylesworth. Check this out.
Media are not banned, nor have they ever been banned from attending the meetings. There's media designated seating within the boardroom, and media are more than welcome to join.
Okay.
However, they cannot film in the boardroom nor bring filming equipment to the boardroom. They are free to spectate and live tweet, and a recording of the meeting will be made available online afterwards. So you're more than welcome to join. You just can't film live while the meeting's happening.
So there she is. I'm allowed in, and not only was that reversed at the last meeting, but now Brett is serving me a trespass notice, even though I've never even been in that building, folks. I'm just asking people questions. And according to this, it looks like I supported, I asked an impolite question. I asked a person entering the Durham District School Board if she supported pedophilia or words to that effect. Is that not a fair question? Look at what is in their libraries, and I'm talking about libraries for elementary school students, such as that book that depicts an incestuous relationship, sexual relationship, of a father and an 8-year-old. That, by the way, folks, is a dictionary textbook definition of pedophilia, when a minor is engaged in sex with somebody who is the age of consent. And in fact, it's even worse because they're related, it's incest. So according to this, if you can imagine, because I asked if this school board supports pedophilia or words to that effect, which they would seem to support given the gross pornographic books in their libraries, I'm trespassed. I have to leave the property. I have to remove my vehicle from the property, and I'm being threatened with a fine of not more than $10,000. If failure to comply will, well, they've already called the police. They're there, and they're warning me I will be removed forcibly. They don't have to worry about that. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to stick around where I'm not wanted. Brett, can I ask you, how long is this trespass notice in effect?
As far as I know, it's indefinitely right now.
Indefinitely. Holy smokes, just like the Durham District School Board, I am banned for life. Evidently, It is a crime by the thought police here to ask an impolite question even outside the board. Keep in mind, I didn't disrupt any meeting when I was scrumming school board trustees a few weeks ago. That was a good hour before the board meeting began. Heck, I didn't even wear my fake boobs. I think that's why Halton District banned me. Oh man, where is Stephen Lecce? But you can check out that video separately. The purpose here is to reach out to the parents who I understand are not only not allowed into the building, but they are not even allowed to have their questions answered on a Zoom call. The trustees are going to read the question. There will be no follow-up question. And what do you want to bet? There'll be liberal editing of those questions, you know, so that nobody says anything impolite like that rebel news reporter a few weeks ago. So why don't we wade into the demonstrators and the counter demonstrators and try to figure out what's going on here. As a mother, what do you feel about that kind of content being made available to him?
Oh, it's inappropriate. If he ever comes home and says, this is the book that they read to us or I saw, immediately something would be done. Like, it's inappropriate for them. He's 7 years old.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, they have their agenda and that's what they're following. Not what's best for kids, not what's best for parents.
It's mind-boggling to me. Because it wasn't like this when I was growing up. No. Not at all. We trusted teachers. And that's what I told my kids. Trust your teacher. But how wrong was I?
We have to recognize the tactics of Marxism and communism and have the courage to still speak out. If we all united, and I see the Muslims and the Christians now uniting, and that's wonderful. If we all unite for the kids, we could solve this.
The parents need to take their children out of the school. Just do it for a week. You know, take some vacation and say, my kids are coming out. That's it.
They're being pushed an agenda, and they're young minds. My kids are finished school now. They've finished university, but I got grandkids coming up, other people's kids. I'm concerned about the future. I'm concerned about what they're pushing on them.
They just don't want to hear our voices. They have their, like Mike was just saying, they have their own agenda, and they're pushing it through, and they're not interested in what the parents of the kids actually believe.
That's what this is all about, is bringing back truth and moral issues, moral law, instead of what they want to bring in, which I don't even know what you would call what they want to bring in.
Things have just changed a lot in the past couple of years, and they need to go back to the old ways.
Parents aren't allowed into this publicly funded school board headquarters tonight, or any night for that matter. Even members of the media that they don't like are not allowed in. What's going on? This is a publicly funded institution.
I really don't know what's going on, because you can penalize or you can tell them to go out, the one who's causing a problem, but not the whole group.
Yes.
Right? It says in their policy too that you just take out the parent or take out the person who caused the problem, not the whole group of parents. You can't do that.
They're pushing this, and they do it in the name of equity, and they do it in the name of tolerance, but there's somebody up there with a flag accusing people of being Nazi wannabes. Yes.
That's a member of the rainbow community.
Yeah,
yes.
and I was talking to the guy over there earlier. He goes, I see the sign. He goes, I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
He goes, you're telling me I'm a Nazi?
Who are the Nazis exactly?
The Nazis are people who purport a bunch of policies that are going to harm and statistically are likely to kill kids.
You know, I always thought a Nazi was a defunct political party that was hell-bent on world conquest and...
Do you know what this symbol I'm wearing is?
Yes, I do.
Symbol?
Yes.
Because that was what the Nazis used to imprison... they marked trans women and gay men with this symbol when they were putting them in the camps.
But we're going back more than 80 years ago, and you're making my point. Weren't the Nazis hell-bent on world conquest? They were carrying out a genocide, predominantly of the Jewish people.
And you will also find that queer people were included in that genocide.
Why is it that the teachers' unions and the school boards march lockstep when it comes to this whole indoctrination?
It's not indoctrination, it's standing up for human rights.
Is that right? How is it a human right to have pornography in the school libraries? And these are for elementary school students. Well, you're chuckling, but I could...
I'm not chuckling. I strongly disagree. Those books, any books in the school library have been vetted by the school board and by school board librarians.
I'm just trying to make sense of your signs there. Trans rights are human rights. Is that what it says?
You read it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, no, you approached me, so
Sorry, I just said hi. David Menzies?
Oh, yes.
Just said hello, that's it.
Okay,
Have a good evening.
You too, sir. So what I don't understand, the original rainbow flag, LGBT, T is for transgender, this triangle has the transgender colors, so I don't understand, ma'am, why is the trans community getting double coverage on the flag?
I don't see it as double coverage. I see it as including more. Being more inclusive.
And the brown and the black stripes, that stands for brown people and black people. I'm just wondering, what does race have to do with sexual orientation and gender identification?
It doesn't have anything to do with that. Okay. It has to do with the fact that people who are on the rainbow and also happen to be black are like doubly affected by hate.
Oh, okay. What about Asian people like this gentleman here? How come there's not I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't create the flag. I wouldn't be surprised if there's all the colors are there. Yellow is there. I don't.
The policies that these people are pushing are going to end up statistically killing more queer people than it's going to help anybody.
I can't square that circle. I mean, I think when you
pronouns are she they for the matter.
Oh, she they?
Yeah.
Oh, what does that mean exactly?
I'm a woman.
Oh, okay then. Are you able to define what a woman is?
Are you?
Yeah, I would say that is a female childbearing member of Homo sapiens.
Gender is a construct.
It's a concept? That's it?
Yeah, it's a human concept. That's all it is.
The school board representatives are democratically elected by the broader community. So if you have an issue with them, then you need to deal with democracy in our society.
I would love to fulfill that request, ma'am, but like these parents, I have been banned from going into the building to ask questions, to even attend meetings, literally trespass. To me, that seems like these people are control freaks. They're censorious thugs. They are publicly funded, but they don't want to hear what these people have to say.
No, that's inaccurate. People were disrupting previous meetings, so they were asked to leave. They have opportunities to ask questions and have them heard at the meeting. They can submit them in advance. There's no restrictions on parents asking questions of the board.
I can't believe they've actually closed the meeting. They'll take questions, only the questions they want to have. They'll vet them ahead of time, but they won't even accept all the questions.
We should be allowed to go in there and express our opinions and views and have our voice heard.
Where is our education minister, Stephen Lecce? It seems like the inmates are running the asylum.
That's true. It would be nice to have him come down and that we could start asking him questions and let us in. Let us ask the questions. Just this being silenced is crazy. Like,
we voted for them.
Yes.
Right? And he was supposed to be, he held a dinner that we all parents wanted to go, and that he didn't show up on that.
Ford's more of a red Tory. And look, Stephen Lecce's not involved. He's not around here. I don't see him in any of the meetings. He's actually keeping quiet on the whole situation.
Most people, if you ask them who's their delegates for the school board, they couldn't name them.
You're right.
And their turnout is so low, but I know because years ago I was part of the Labor Congress here because I was involved in my union. And they push, like the teachers' unions, all of them, and CUPE, they push out, get their members, get these people in.
Yep.
And they vote because it's going to be economically advantageous to them, but they're bringing this in with them.
We have to be vigilant the next time there's elections for school board. We have to be out for trustees. We have to figure out candidates we want to get in there who actually believe the same things we believe in, family, education. The kids aren't there to learn about sex and gender and all the things. They're there to learn math, science, history, all the things they need to have to go in life.
We have to get organized and get our own people running for the school board and get the vote out, because the turnout is low for municipal elections, and a lot of people who they vote for a mayor or someone for council, they don't vote for people in the school board. So they get in with very few votes. And it's time we got to make ourselves aware of this and get in and get our own people in there and start to correct this from within.
Ontario school boards are out of control, as are so many others across our great Dominion. Where are the ministers of education to rein them in? They are sitting this out. But we are amassing a petition demanding action. Go to stopclassroomgrooming.com. That's stopclassroomgrooming.com. Put your name to that petition, and we will hand deliver it to the powers that be.